Welcome back, Deep Divers. Today we've got a real treat. We're going to be diving into the first chapter of David Baldacci's brand new thriller, To Die For.
Yeah, this one just came out this month, November 2024.
That's right, hot off the presses. And don't worry, no spoilers here. We just want to give you a little taste to pique your interest,
Yeah.
make you want to pick up the book and dive right in.
Absolutely. It's all about the appetizer.
Exactly. So Chapter 1 introduces us to Travis Devine.
Interesting character, this guy.
Right, so he's a former Army captain, but now he's a federal agent.
Okay.
Although Baldacci keeps it kind of vague about, what kind of federal agent he is.
Ooh, mysterious.
Right. Adds a nice layer of mystery right off the bat.
I like it.
Yeah. So we find Devine in an office building. He just got off a flight.
Okay.
And he's already expecting trouble. You can just feel it.
What makes you say that?
Well, just the way Baldacci describes his demeanor. The way he's constantly scanning his surroundings. Always on edge. Yeah. He even has this thought, I prefer luck over skill in a firefight.
Oh.
But the harder I work, the luckier he seems to get.
That's interesting. What do you think he means by that?
Well, I think it shows that he's prepared,
Right.
resourceful.
Yeah.
He understands that in his line of work, you can't just rely on luck.
You gotta make your own luck.
Exactly. And then there's this moment. This really sets the tone for the whole chapter. Devine just takes his phone.
Okay.
And throws it in the trash.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just like that.
Why would he do that?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
It's such a bold move. And it tells us a lot about the kind of world Devine operates in.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't some ordinary case he's working on.
Definitely not. I mean, that's got to be a clue about something, right?
Oh, absolutely. Makes you think about, who could he be up against?
Right.
What kind of enemy would force a seasoned agent to, go off the grid like that?
Makes you think, too, about the technology we use every day, right?
Right.
Our phones, our computers, are they tools that connect us, or are they, weapons that can be used against us?
That's such a good point. It's something Baldacci seems to be exploring a lot in this book, actually. Like the whole idea of privacy and security. How in this hyper-connected world we live in, those things are becoming more and more elusive.
Absolutely. And for someone like Devine, who I'm guessing lives a pretty, secret life, those vulnerabilities could be deadly.
Yeah. I mean, he knows every move he makes, every call he makes, every website he visits can be tracked.
Right.
So ditching the phone, it's a way of trying to, disappear.
Wow. So what happens next?
Well, just as we're starting to get a handle on who Devine is and what he's up against, boom, he gets his new assignment.
Okay.
And guess what? He's got to go to the West Coast to provide security for someone connected to his past.
Oh.
Yeah. So now it's not just about work. It's personal.
So like an old friend or a past enemy, maybe. I mean, what kind of past would lead to needing protection like that?
Right. And what does this person know about Devine? And what does Devine know about them?
Lots of questions.
Tons of questions. It's like, Baldacci's reminding us that the past always has a way of catching up to us.
No matter how hard we try to run from it.
Exactly. So to give you a better feel for Baldacci's writing style and just, to kind of put you in Devine's headspace, let's take a look at a short excerpt from this first chapter.
I'd like that.
Okay. So Devine, he's watching this SUV pull up and he thinks, they knew about the Uber and they probably followed me here from the airport. And the SUV is here to take me to the girl on the train so she can say goodbye properly with a bullet to my brain. But that is not happening. Not right now, at least. I have things to do. And then he, get this, three-pointed his phone into the trash. Because it was now clearly compromised, he thought, and thus akin to a laser sight on his skull.
Wow. I mean, just from that little bit, you can tell that Baldacci knows how to build suspense.
Oh, yeah. He's a master of it. And I love how he blends the action with Devine's inner thoughts. It really gives you a glimpse into his mind.
Right. I mean, he's paranoid, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's also thinking strategically, and there's almost this, dark humor to it.
Right. Like the whole three-pointing the phone into the trash.
Yeah, exactly. It's those little details that make the character feel real.
Right.
Despite all this crazy stuff going on.
Totally. And then, of course, you have the girl on the train. Another mystery.
Yeah. Who is she?
Right. Is she a threat? Or someone Devine needs to protect? Baldacci leaves us hanging.
The master at work.
It's brilliant. So in just these few pages, we've got a compelling protagonist, shadowy past, hints at a dangerous conspiracy.
Right.
Questions about technology, trust in the modern world. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, but he does it all without giving too much away. He's setting the stage for a wild ride, I think.
He is. And it's up to us, the readers, to hop on board and see where it takes us.
So what do you think so far about Travis Devine? What kind of guy do you think he is?
Well, I think he's definitely been shaped by his experiences,
Yeah.
both in the military and his current work. I mean, he's resourceful, calculating, but there's also this weariness about him, you know? Like he's seen too much darkness.
Yeah, you can sense that.
But there's also a spark of determination there.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to be a victim.
Right.
He's going to fight back. And with his past coming back to haunt him like this.
Yeah, he's going to need all the determination he can get.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And with the girl on the train out there somewhere, things are about to get a lot more complicated.
A lot more dangerous, too, I bet.
Oh, for sure. So if you haven't picked up To Die For yet, I highly recommend it.
You are in for a treat.
A real treat. And speaking of treats, let's dive into the potential implications of that discarded phone. What does that tell us about surveillance in today's world? How vulnerable does it make us?
It's a chilling thought, isn't it? To think that something as simple as a cell phone could be used to track our every move, listen to our conversations, even control our lives.
I mean, it's not just a thought, though, is it? I feel like it's reality. Like we leave these digital footprints everywhere. Our location data, our browsing history, our social media, it's all out there.
Oh, yeah, it's all out there, just waiting to be collected, analyzed.
And for someone like Devine, I mean, working in the shadows like that, those footprints could be deadly.
That's why he ditches the phone. It's a big deal. Like he's recognizing how powerful technology is.
Yeah.
It's a tool, but it's also a weapon.
It really makes you think, though, like if you had to disappear, like completely go off the grid.
Oh, wow.
What would you do? Would you be willing to give up your phone, your social media, your entire digital identity?
It's a good question, especially with all the stuff about data privacy and surveillance these days.
Right.
Devine's going to extremes, obviously.
Yeah.
But it makes you think about, how vulnerable we all are.
Yeah. And it's not just about, threats from the outside either. Sometimes it's the things we try to hide.
Oh, absolutely.
The secrets we bury deep down. Those are the things that can really hurt us.
That's something he's great at exploring that. In all his books, his characters are always struggling with inner demons, past mistakes, things they're trying to hide.
And it sounds like in Devine's case, his past is about to come crashing into his present.
Yeah, and in a big way.
Yeah. This whole mission to protect someone from his past, it adds this whole other layer to the story. Like, it's not just a job anymore.
It's getting personal.
Very personal, almost like a ghost from his past is reaching out, demanding to be noticed.
And whatever happened between them, it obviously left a mark on him.
Oh, for sure. It makes me think about redemption, Like, can we ever really confront our past, make amends for the things we've done?
That's a good question. Do you think that's what Devine's looking for?
I don't know. It's possible maybe this mission is a chance for him to atone for something, protect someone he couldn't protect before.
Or maybe it's a trap.
Oh.
A way for his enemies to lure him out.
It's true. Either way, though, this trip to the West Coast, it's going to be a turning point for him.
Oh, yeah. Like a crossroads. He's going to have to face those external threats, but also the stuff he's carrying around inside.
Right. And the choices he makes, they're going to have big consequences. I think we've barely scratched the surface of To Die For, but it's already clear that this book is going to stick with you.
Oh, yeah. Baldacci, he knows how to write them.
He does.
Yeah.
And this one it's a thriller, but it also makes you think about technology, trust,
right?
The power of the past.
It's all in there.
It is. So anyone who loves a good thriller, a story that makes you think, I highly recommend picking up To Die For. You won't regret it. Before we wrap up our deep dive into Chapter 1, though, I want to go back to that excerpt we read. You know that line, and the SUV is here to take me to the girl on the train so she can say goodbye properly with a bullet to my brain. I can't stop thinking about it.
It's chilling. Really makes you wonder about this girl on the train.
I know, right? Who is she? What's her role in all of this? It's hard to say at this point, but she's definitely going to be important.
The way Baldacci describes her, like, she sounds dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you don't want to mess with her.
And the fact that Divine seems to know her,
Yeah.
to kind of anticipate what she's going to do,
Yeah.
it makes you think they have some history together.
A history that's probably not very pleasant.
Right.
It's like it's setting us up for this cat and mouse game, where you don't know who to trust.
It's that uncertainty that really keeps you hooked.
And with Baldacci, you know it's going to be a wild ride.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Chapter 1 of To Die For, I want to leave you with this thought. We've talked about technology, the loss of privacy, the secrets we keep, the past that comes back to haunt us. But at its core, this story is about connection, human connection, about the bonds we form, the betrayals, the lengths we'll go to protect the people we care about.
Even when those people are, a bit of a mystery, like our girl on the train.
Exactly. So when you're reading, To Die For, don't just focus on the plot, the action. Pay attention to those relationships. Like what's driving Divine? Who does he trust? What's he willing to sacrifice?
Those are the big questions. The ones that'll decide, his fate.
Right.
And everyone else's who gets tangled up with him.
We've just peeked into this world Baldacci's created, but I have a feeling it's going to stay with us. What about you? What are you most curious about as this story, unfolds?
I gotta say, that whole dynamic with Divine and the girl on the train.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so much tension there. You don't know what to expect. Is she in trouble? Is she the danger? Or is it something else entirely?
Right. And then how's Divine's past going to affect things? The military, being a federal agent, it's clear he can handle himself, but can he handle, the moral dilemmas?
Right. It's not always black and white.
And don't forget about that phone.
Oh, yeah. Tossed in the trash. Like that.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. About technology, how we're all connected, but also exposed.
It's a theme we're going to see a lot of, I bet.
I think so, too.
Well, we've laid the groundwork, deep divers. But now it's your turn to explore.
Pick up To Die For, get lost in Baldacci's world, get ready for a wild ride.
This deep dive was just a taste. But the real adventure, it's waiting for you in those pages.
Happy reading, everyone!